What's up, and welcome to Surging Ahead. This is Brett, and today we're going to talk about Elon Musk's recent tweets, which seem to be contradictory on the state of full self-driving and what's coming next. So stick around, and we'll dive right in. Okay, so this all kind of started when Sandy Munro went on a ride-along with Chris Billman, the chief engineer for Ford Driver Assist Technologies, to check out Ford's new Blue Cruise system that they had in the Mustang Mach-E. On this drive, Sandy kind of walks away a little bit less than impressed and lets Chris Billman know and says, hey, this seems like maybe it's not quite up to par with what Tesla is doing. And furthermore, maybe you should go check out the full self-driving package from Tesla. And from here, we start to see some tweets, which Elon replies to, and leads us into somewhat of a contradictory set of information. So here we go. Let's pull up some tweets. So here is the first tweet, which I'm going to pull up, which is a response to Hallmark's catalog, where he says, Sandy Munro to Ford Blue Cruise manager, you've got to try FSD beta. Elon Musk replies to this saying, FSD beta 9.2 is actually not great in my opinion, but Autopilot AI team is rallying to improve as fast as possible. We're trying to have a single stack for both highway and city streets, but it requires massive neural net retraining. And this part, I don't know how controversial it is. A lot of the videos I've seen were not blown away with beta 9.2. People saw a lot of improvements from beta 9.0 to 9.1, and they were hoping to see the same kind of improvements in 9.2, but at least from what I've seen, it hasn't been there necessarily. So yeah, I don't know that it's a truly controversial statement for Elon to say that 9.2 has not been great. But there is some dissent, and we'll kind of pull that up a little bit later, but that's not really what this video is about. So we'll continue on here. Elon Musk then says, just drove FSD beta 9.3 from Pasadena to LAX, much improved. So, Elon's here talking about 9.2 was not exactly what I wanted to see, but I'm much happier with the state of software in beta 9.3. So, some optimism, some self-disparaging remarks to say, hey, I was hoping for more out of 9.2 and we didn't see it. I'm in favor of that kind of honesty. Obviously, you saw a lot of headlines saying that Elon Musk thinks autopilot and full self-driving is, quote, not great, which I guess is true, but I think sort of misses the point. Obviously the headlines were probably aware of that when they made those statements, but they wanted to drive in traffic, I guess. So anyway, we'll bring up some of the dissent on this really quick. So we have another tweet here from Earl of Front Puppy, who said, FSD beta version 9.2 performing great despite Elon Musk claims. Here's a 22-minute drive with no interventions, as usual. And Elon says, hey, it's amazing by most standards, but we are aiming for 1,000% safer than the average human driver. Which, okay, fine. I get what Elon's saying here. It's not in the state it needs to be for final release, though I do think he kind of misses on his reply here, because you're talking about the overall state of autopilot. And maybe that's what he's saying. Maybe he's not just saying that the point release was disappointing. Maybe he's saying in general that he is disappointed with it. So I guess I don't know, but I guess this does seem to be more towards where those articles were pointing. So maybe he is just overall unhappy with autopilot from the version of 9.2, and he just wants it to be done all the way. But I don't know, it seems like a hard problem, and I know they're working on it, but it's clearly not there yet, and I don't know that these conversations help. Okay, so let's move on to where the contradictions start to come in. So Here was a tweet replying to kind of a nonsense tweet from Elon Musk where F9 Block 5 says, any update on public FSD beta? To which Elon Musk replies, we should be there with beta 10, which goes out a week from Friday. No point release this week. It will have a completely retrained neural net, so we'll need another few weeks after that for tuning and bug fixes. Best guess is public beta button in 4 weeks. So this is what kind of gets me here. Just a couple of days before that, Elon Musk said, hey, 9.2 isn't great in my opinion. 9.3 is so much better. And then he comes out a couple days later and says, you know what, there's no point release this week. We really don't need it. We're just going to go straight to version 10. Well, just a couple of days ago, you said you weren't happy with the current beta out there and that this point release you've been testing is much better. So why would you skip that? It doesn't make sense to me. I guess you could say, well, they don't want to collect data from it, but you're still leaving a bunch of cars out on the road with a version of autopilot that you're not happy with while you train a full neural net for this giant point release or this giant big release of beta 10 for it. Anyway, I don't know. That's sort of frustrating to me, and that's where I really take umbrage, I guess, with this whole thing is just, it sounds almost like version 8.3 again, where, hey, it's mind-blowing, it's much better, it's so much better than what we've been having. You know what, actually, we're not going to do it. We're just going to go to 9.0, which is a vision only, and that'll be out in about 2 weeks, which then proceeded to take months. And after it was released, while I have seen some improvement and I like what I'm seeing out of the iteration on it, certainly did not seem to be a mind-blowing improvement outside of, hey, they've removed an entire sensor suite from this and don't seem to have a worse stack. So I guess, that part is mind-blowing, but the actual end result, the actual driving of version 9 and even through 9.2, it does not seem to be so significantly better than what you would witness on 8.2 that, that 3 months of no updates makes a lot of sense. And, I just hope we're not here with this version 10. If we are, we are. It has to be done at some point. So fine, maybe it is dead weight to continue iterating on that 9.3 branch or the 9.x branch, I guess, of this software. But if you're really disappointed with 9.2 and you think that safety could be improved by going to 9.3, I would think it would make sense to drop that at least while you're continuing to do beta 10. But I don't know. I'm obviously not in there to see what's going on, so maybe I'm overreacting to this. Anyway, continuing on. Okay, so we'll move on to the next tweet here. This one is in response to a tweet from Whole Mars Catalog. We'll bring this up. Whole Mars Catalog says, San Francisco Chinatown to Coit Tower on FSD beta 9.2 with just cameras? Yeah, it's not great. It's effing incredible. To which Elon Musk says, beta 10 will be next level. And I feel like this is kind of a return to Elon of old. He always has been a hype man. He's always going out there and saying, hey, this next thing is going to be amazing and it's going to be great. And it's a bit frustrating because he often seems to underdeliver, at least in the short term, and then kind of eventually pull it out and develop and deliver what appears to be an amazing product, but often takes longer than what he initially says, and he does tend to overhype things. I'm still waiting on Smart Summon to be amazing. I'm still waiting on the holiday update to have multiple flames to really be awesome in my car. Like, they do a lot of great things, but Elon does tend to hype things maybe a little more than what they deserve. I hope that's not the case here, and I hope beta 10 really is next level. But as you can tell, I'm just starting to get a little frustrated with this whole process. So we'll move on to, I think, a little humor to show that Elon even has humor about all of these things. And it's kind of nice to see these kinds of things. So here we have a tweet from Dave Lee asking, which is longer at Elon Musk? 2 weeks? 4 weeks? As you can see, the majority of respondents replied with 2 weeks, including Elon Musk. So, he is able to poke fun at himself for delays and things taking far longer than they should. And it's good to have a sense of humor for all of these things. I know Elon Musk is not personally the top engineer on these autopilot updates, doing the bottom end coding, making sure that the training happens correctly and the labeling's accurate and all that. I mean, it was great to see an AI day where he really let, for the most part, the engineers speak and talk about what they've been doing to improve this software for, everybody to use. So, he has kind of let them run with this, and it's great to see him stepping into that position and leadership a little more rather than, always being hands-on and right in there. But, at some point you do want to start seeing these things actually come out. Yeah, so that's what I have for tweets this week. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Am I overreacting here? Is he not really contradicting himself? Am I correct? Is he just... Are you a little frustrated with what he's saying here? Do you want to see the improvements come faster? Do you think they're coming at a good pace? Is this never going to happen? I don't know. I think it's happening. I'm overall positive on the company. I'm happy with what I have in my current car for autopilot. I rely on the software every day, and I just want to see it get better, and I just want to see it be used in more places. I'm excited for it to finally come to everybody's hands so that anybody who has full self-driving gets to be a part of this software as it gets developed. That's exciting to me. That's one of the reasons I like Tesla so much, is to be a part of this change and to be able to see your car get better over time. That's exciting to me, and it'll be exciting to actually have this software on my car, hopefully sometime. But regardless, even just watching other people's videos, it's exciting. Seeing all this news is exciting. If I didn't care about it, I wouldn't be making videos on it. So anyway, those are my thoughts. Sorry for this long rambling close. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and hit the like button. If you want to see more videos from me, hit the subscribe button. Anyway, this has been Brett from Surging Ahead. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.